Ladies, we are on a roll. We are on week 4 of our spring reset. Are you excited? I know I am. So this week we're going to be talking about the level up season, okay, of our spring reset. We're going to reinvent our routines and we're going to manifest abundance, okay? So my goal today is to help us Black women over 40 reset our routines, shift our mindset, attract abundance in all areas of life. I'm talking about career, finance, joy, self fulfillment, all the things. Okay, so what does that mean to level up in this season? It means more than just success. It's about becoming the best version of you. And we're going to, focus on our routines, equals life shifts, small daily habits to create big transformations. But before we get into that, how are you doing? How are you doing? For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kelly. Maybe I should start introducing myself in these episodes. So let's start now. Hey y'all, my name is Kelly. If you are new, I am a beauty and lifestyle content creator on YouTube, and I have this lovely podcast called We Age Graceful. And I'm just here living my best life, and I want you to live your best life as well. And I just want to share all the things that I've learned along the way and what I'm learning as I'm going, on, just all the things, because no one's perfect, and we all have our own life experiences, and they may look different to some, same to others, but nevertheless, we're all here to just chime in and help one another. So, in saying all of that, if you interested, going over to YouTube and hang out with your girl. But if you are here and you've been enjoying the content, enjoying the episodes, go ahead and subscribe. If you're listening on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're on Apple, if you're on Spotify or Amazon, wherever you are, go ahead and follow. Follow. So, ladies, let's get into it. We're not going to, prolong this good moment here, but reinventing your routines for success and joy. Okay? That's all about elevating your mornings and power evenings. You know, Routines are important. And sometimes we take those for granted because we feel like, oh, who has time for them? And it's taken away from what I could be doing. No, we need you to slow down. Just did an episode on that. That's a part of the spring reset. We are really trying to pour into ourselves and make time for ourselves, because sometimes we don't do that. We don't pour into ourselves. We feel like everything that we have, we give to others, and we do it unselfishly. We have to have a little selfish in us, especially when it comes to ourselves. Okay, we're going to focus on elevated mornings and power evenings, which is the key to a next level life. Now, I know you may sit and say, I don't got time for a morning routine. I don't have time for an evening routine. We're going to make time. And when I tell you, it doesn't have to be drawn out. It could be nice, cute, and simple, because when you make time for yourself, you're pouring into yourself. And that's what we want. We want you to pour into yourself. Okay? So think about this. Sometimes what you do in the morning is keeping you stuck. And we don't want that. And that could be in your evenings as well. Sometimes we do things at night and it's not setting us up for success in the morning. Something that we do in the morning may not be setting ourselves up for success during the day. But either way, how we looking at it, we're going to set up for greatness today. Okay, so let's talk about this morning shift for high energy days. I love this. 5-minute millionaire morning habits. Now you be like, Kelly, what is you talking about? Some millionaire morning habits. Yes, just like that. And I don't mean you're going to become a millionaire. I'm not saying that. But when I use the word millionaire, I'm using the word as just abundance. Okay, just abundance. And what that looks like: having gratitude, goal setting, visualizing, having that picture of what you want your day to look like, your evening to look like, just projecting, if you will, forecasting. I love that word, forecasting. Okay. Body before business. Pour into yourself. And let me tell you something. Today I did that. Normally I never work out in the morning. And I only worked out in the morning because I recently took off a few days for myself just to pour into myself because I think I mentioned in a previous episode that I normally take vacation around March and then I do another one maybe around August. Then I do another one later in the year. And I might do a local one. However, I didn't do the March and it's not looking like I'm going to be doing the one in the middle of the year. So I took some days off to pour into myself just to kind of see how I would want my actual life to look, if I could set my own day. So, body before business, stretching, movement, hydration before reaching for your phone. And going back to stretching, just going to the gym, doing a workout, doing some type of stretching movement. That's what I did today. Believe it or not, it really felt good. I feel good right now. I really feel good. I really feel like I poured into myself first before I poured into my day. Like today, we're sitting here, we're having this episode, we're doing it, and I done poured into myself before I poured into everything else. It really, really feels good. So now what I'm going to do later on, I'm going to, do some planning. I'm going to plan for the remaining of my week, get myself ready for the next week when I go back to work, in addition to cook dinner, all the different things, but I poured into myself first. And also, mindset reset. Affirmations. I know we may say, I don't feel like saying these things. Affirmations are for self-belief and confidence. It helps you boost yourself. You'll be so surprised if you're having a bad day and you say something to yourself like, I am worthy. You'll be so surprised how that will walk with you throughout the day. Okay? So now we're going to focus on power evenings for alignment. And I don't mean your nighttime routine and what you're getting ready to cook for dinner. What I'm talking about is brain dumping. Yeah, we're going there. We absorb so much during the day. When I mean so much, I mean like we go out through our day where we are tending to kids or just tending with ourselves, other people in the world, workplace, co-workers, friends, family, and our own thoughts. Brain dump. Brain dump stress before you go to bed. Write it out on a piece of paper. Get you an app on your phone, however you choose. Some of us are still pen to paper. Some of us are in the new age where we're doing things digitally. I'm a little hybrid. So, find your happy medium. Your nighttime, routines that prep your mind for success. You're going to do a regular routine if it's take your shower at night and pull your clothes out. All those things are fine and dandy. But when you're really trying to get your mind right, you got to focus on brain dumping. Do not go to bed with all that stuff on your mind. Our minds are meant for processing, not holding. Okay? Just so you know. Moving on, manifesting financial growth and opportunity. Okay? Manifesting and multiplying, aligning with wealth energy. How to shift from scarcity to abundance. And I know I struggle sometimes. I have my moments where I'm in an abundance mindset, and the next moment I'm in scarcity. The thing is to just keep yourself in abundance. And if you get into that scarcity moment, you know how to get back into that abundance. Think positive. I'm going to share. Okay. So some daily money habits of wealthy. Okay. Of wealthy mindset. Tracking your income and expenses with gratitude, being grateful for where you are and how far you have came. And even if you're not where you want to be, you still be grateful for where you are because, we all could not have, you know what I mean? Treating your finances like a business. And I know people throw that word around, that business word, like, oh, we shouldn't do it like that. But yes, you want to do things like put words like ROI in your vocabulary. my return on investments. If I do this, how will it bring me more in? If I don't use this, how will this sit here and how will I earn interest on this? Investing in yourself, investing in your future. How will that help you? If you invest in yourself, if you're pouring into yourself, I'm going to do something really small, something that I did. Got a gym membership. I'm investing into myself, my health, my wellness. I'm assuring that, I'm making sure my cholesterol and my high blood pressure, all these different things are not spiked, something that I'm being transparent that I may struggle with. And I know if I do certain things, those things will go away, We're waiting, so we got to have a little test coming up soon. So I will keep you guys posted. But in addition to that, you know, a dietitian. Those are things that you can invest in yourself. If you have bad back pain, chiropractor. You know, I got me a dietitian. I'm investing in myself. If you someone, like I said, bad back in a chiropractor, maybe you have a lot of tension. Maybe you need to go get you some weekly or monthly massages. Those are things that's going to cost, but that's called investing in yourself. Because when you have good quality of life, your future will look better. Look at these elderly people out here that's running, walking, being active because they invested in themselves in their 30s, their 40s, and their 50s. So now when they're in their 60s, they're just doing amazing. Their 70s, amazing. 80s, amazing. And that's where you want to be. Okay? So that's just a little financial and growth mindset, okay? We're going to get out of the scarcity to abundance and we're going to manifest and multiply, okay? Manifesting money and success through energy alignment, speaking life into your bank account. Let me tell you something. I know it may sound crazy, but you say, you know what? We need one more zero on the end, okay? We need one more one in the front. Speak it. And it may sound crazy. That's a part of manifesting. And I'm not saying go out there and spend, and still try to look for that zero on the end. Because that zero on the end ain't going to be there if you spend it. So you have to be mindful of what you're doing. Visualizing that financial breakthrough, saying like, wow, I didn't think I can do it, but I actually did it. And seeing yourself doing it. Some people do like the envelope method where they might save like maybe $20 a week and they up it to maybe $50 a week, and they see the money grow. That's how you manifest because you're actually doing it. It's all about the things that you do. You can manifest and say you want, but you have to do. Okay? Taking alignment actions to attract wealth, not just waiting on luck. And I just mentioned that. You have to put the work in. It's not going to come unless you put the work in. So if you know you want more money, maybe you need to do maybe a Roth IRA. Okay, let me get it out. Roth IRA. Maybe you need to go a high yield savings. Whatever it may be for you to multiply your money so you can have what you want. Okay? Moving on. Becoming magnetic to success and joy. Okay? The magnetic energy blueprint. Be, do, and have. If you want something in life, you have to go get it. You have to go get it. Sometimes people feel like if they just say it, or if they feel like, my friends got it, we're in the neighborhood. Yes, that can be true if you're doing what your friend is doing. Then yes, it's in the neighborhood. But if you're just sitting down doing nothing, and the next thing you know, your friend is blossoming, and because he or she is doing what they have to do, they could be in your neighborhood all day. They ain't stopping. Okay? So you have to do what you want. If you know that you want something to happen, align yourself with it. You have to have energy that attracts opportunities and people. If you want to, say for instance, if you want to become a nurse, start hanging around the hospital. I don't know. Get some nurse friends. I don't know. But that's how I would look at it. Start being around the healthcare. Go back to school. Do something like that. You want to be a baker. Start going to bakery, trying out some pastries. Start going on YouTube and looking at some recipes. You have to have the energy that attracts the opportunities and people. You have to. Letting go of self-doubt and fear. You have to in order to get where you want to go. And you can't be saying, who am I to do this? We need a mindset shift. We're doing confidence practices, okay? What does that look like? Dressing like the person you want to become. Moving with certainty and self-assurance. Speaking with conviction. Your words shape. Your words shape your reality. And I had to learn that the hard way. Being like, oh, I can't do this right now. I need to wait. When you wait, I had someone tell me they wanted to open up a daycare, one of my good girlfriends. And I said, and what are you waiting for? I'm going to wait for next year because I need to get this, that, and the third. I said, but what's stopping you from like doing your business plan, trying to look for some grants? That's not opening the actual daycare, but you're starting out. What does it look like to get parents to your daycare? How can you maybe work with social services? Maybe if you can find some voucher programs to help you start up before you get actual paying clients. Do the things first. Sometimes we wait, and don't even realize how much we wait, and then we're wasting. We don't want to do that, okay? And realizing that negativity is a big distraction. If you have to detox from certain friendships, social media, and certain habits of your own, that can block your glow up. We all know what our kryptonite is. Okay? So if we know what our kryptonite is, we have to get away from it. Okay? We only want good, positive things, and we don't want yes people around us. That's a big difference. But we need to assure that we have all the positive things that's going to get us where we need to be and what we want. Okay? So, in saying all of that, let's recap. Reinventing your routines is the start to leveling up and manifesting your success. Okay? And what I want you to let me know is one habit that you're going to change. You don't got to change them all because you didn't get them all in one day. But I want you to tell me what's one habit you're going to want to change in this season, this spring season, okay? So let me know if you're listening on YouTube. Go ahead, leave it in the comments. If you are on all the other platforms, you probably going to come check me on Instagram and socials and all that stuff. So come on over. But all that saying that, please follow the podcast. Please leave a review if you liked it. I hope you did. Share the episode with your friends and let me know how your level up is going. And just so you know, we have one more episode left in this spring reset. I hope you are enjoying, and I hope that your reset is going good so far. And if you're having any struggles, please let me know, because that's what we're here for, this community, for us to be together and talk about everything. Okay? So I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.